Adam, let me turn it over to you for your 5 minutes, and we'll go with John and then Rizwal.
Awesome, Paul. Thank you so much. Good evening and good morning from Melbourne, Australia, everyone. I'm Adam Rappaport, one of the analysts with GAI Insights, and I really love being hands-on with the tools and exploring what's possible and what they can do for us. So today's demo will be looking at Replit, which is Replit's history. For those who are unfamiliar with it, it actually started in the infrastructure game. So they were helping people who build web apps rapidly deploy the infrastructure for them. And then now with the onset of some of the new AI capabilities, have built an agent that can not only do the front end stuff like Cursor and some of these other coding assistants do and write all your code for you, but because of where it sits in their infrastructure, it can build all of the backend for you as well. So it can deploy web servers, it can set up SSL, it can put your keys in a store, it can create databases. It's a pretty powerful tool, and I'm excited to just share a really, really quick, simple example of what it can do for you. So I'm going to share my screen. Also, I did post in the chat both the link to our YouTube channel as well as to my profile on LinkedIn, and I would love for all of you to connect with us more. So I like to start with ChatGPT. I wanted to get a good example of a one-shot prompt that I could use. One-shot means you just put in the prompt and then the agent does all of the work. And oftentimes these are iterative processes. So I wanted it to scope something down simple enough that hopefully we can bang it out in one shot. So I started by asking it to get a little more context about the new Replit AI agents so that I made sure it understood sort of what I was talking about and what it could do. And it's amazing now with the new ChatGPT search. I mean, it even has videos in line and it gives you all the sources. Then I said, I'm on a weekly learning lab. What would be a good prompt for me to use? Unfortunately, it got me something that was right into API keys and fairly complex. So then I said, what about for a single shot demo? And it came back and suggested create a web app where users enter their name and the app generates a personalized superhero name and backstory. So I'm going to take this now and we're going to jump over to Replit. This is the agent where you start building and it says, what do you want to build today? So I'm going to just paste that in there, and they've recently added this prompt improvement capability. So first I'm going to let it improve the prompt and give itself a leg up with better instructions. So it specified the core features and some UI details so that when I click start building, yes, I'm aware it's in early access, which it is, by the way. You'll see the agent is going to get right to work. And the first thing it'll do is it'll come up with a plan. So it's thinking, quote unquote, and more we see these agentic systems going through multiple steps in a process and being able to go off and perform a task and then bring that information back and then take that to go on to a next step. So it's saying, let me propose what I'll build for you. And it's actually gone through and it said, I'm going to make an identity generator. First step is to build the initial prototype. At this point, it's suggesting some next steps, for example, a more complex backstory generator, create shareable hero cards. These are some nice ideas. For now, we'll keep it simple. I could, at this point, give it more instruction, and that would go into the initial prototype. But let's just approve the plan and let it get to work. One thing I love about Replit is it shows you what it's doing as it's happening. So you see this app.py, that's a Python file. It's now written that. It's now writing a utilities Python file. And over here on the right, you can see it's going through the main checkpoints. It created this file, but on the left, you can actually watch the progress and see it unfold as it's writing the pages. So this is now the index.html. That's the main web page that the web app will use. It's creating a custom style sheet. It's actually a pretty powerful tool to understand how web apps and infrastructure get built. It's using a web protocol called Flask for the core functionality of the app. I should probably do a little more homework and understand what Flask does, but as you see, it's literally doing everything since I've given it that first prompt. Hopefully it won't be much longer. I've run this a couple times. It usually only takes a couple of minutes for it to get through all this. It's made a background image, a burst image. I don't even know why it needs a burst image. I guess we'll find out at the end here what it's done for us. It's got particles, so it looks like it's probably doing some cool effects to give it a comic book feel. And yeah, it's going above and beyond where it went last night, but that should just about be it. As some of you are well aware, if you caught us at Generative AI World, I'm I love living on the edge, and we don't always know how these demos are going to go. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
So Adam, what are you
Um,
saying? It's showing off a little bit because it's got an audience today?
yeah, if I'll show you if you want while that's in the background. It says the agent's working. I hope it is actually. Here's the one I was working on earlier today or last night as a test for this. Right. And I was actually trying to add it so that you could download the card at the end as well. And it was running into some issues. So I was showing it like, hey, this is all I'm getting, in terms of a screen share for the download. But one thing we also have here is there's these checkpoints. So I could roll back to this point, which is I'm pretty sure was a point when it was working. All right, so the agent has reverted. If on this one that I did yesterday, we then go down to the web view, which should show us the app then. So superhero identity generator, let's put it in the Paul Beyer and transform. And you see even like the actions like that. This
Yeah.
was all self-coded. So Paul, you are now the quantum defender. After a freak accident involving cosmic radiation burst, he emerged with incredible powers. Now protect the innocent while maintaining their secret. And as long as I'm in this development environment, um, not only can I pop this out into a new browser, but I can actually share this link with someone. And that's a public URL for test purposes. And as long as I have this open and I'm active with the agent, other people can actually come in here and use this as a fully functional web app.
Adam, really fabulous. Just amazing. We continue to see that software development is in the inside the bullseye, inside the bullseye, inside the bullseye. This wins work, and billions now going to all the innovation around there. So just breathtaking. So fabulous, Adam. We're going to take that, put it on YouTube for people who missed it here.